Tommy, how's life under Grant McCann once again?
Really enjoying it. Yeah, it's been a good opening part to the pre-season. Tough, really tough, and as you'd expect from any pre-season, but particularly with the sort of manager's principles and the way he likes to coach, sort of had a heads-up approach to it, and was filling in the lads in what to expect, and yeah, it's been exactly that really.
What were your feelings when you heard the news that he were coming back, him and Cliff?
Excited. I think like everyone, you know, you've seen what in the past it's generated in terms of like the way we played and the way we won games, and I think when that sort of offers to you in the mind, you sort of takes you back to a place where the times at Doncaster were riding high and we were doing really well. So for me, you know, straight away I start to think, you know, personally, and you know where I could go with it, and then as a group, where the group can go, and yeah, it's great to be now sat here, sort of nearly over a pre-season, and seeing where the season's going to go. You
mentioned it, but I imagine you had a fair few messages from the lads sort of asking what it were going to be like for them.
Yeah, definitely there was a few, and I think a few of them were shocked or surprised at how accurate I was with some of the messages, which is always good to know that you can. I mean, managers do change, they come and go from different clubs, but the principles usually stay the same in terms of what they're expecting on the training field, and you know, I knew that. And obviously then speaking to the gaffer again, I knew that although he's probably come back a better manager and a better person, all these things, he's remains the same. You know, the core values and the things that got him where he got to as a head coach and a manager have stayed with him, and especially with Cliff as well. And yeah, it's good to sort of let the lads know in terms of pre-season, you never know what to do in the off-season. You have your own sort of routine, and the club will give you something to follow, but if you know what to expect, you can go and do a little bit extra, and I think everyone did this season. Standards were really high as we came back, and consequently, you know, we're at the point now where we're sort of got a few games left, and just need to maintain it.
You mentioned standards. We know full well from this management group that the expectations are really high on that front.
There's a level to it, and they'll never drop below that level, that standard set. That standard set by the players, by the way. It's the way it should always be, but the manager and the assistant manager expect that from us. And obviously, you know, I think there's been a lot of talk about sort of the leaders in the changing room, the leadership group, and you know, for me, this club has always had to work within that format, so it's nothing new to me, and sort of experienced players who remain here and the players who've come in will work their hardest now to. I mean, as you've seen from the games, they've been full of the way we want to play, but there's been a few times when communication's sort of not been there, and it's not a lack of not wanting, it's a lack of sort of understanding right now, and we're very sort of in the middle of working things out, and it's great to see players full of intensity and endeavour, and obviously the last bit is that understanding, and yeah, we've got games to put that right, and I'm sure we will.
I'm going to ask you if you'd noticed any differences in Grant and Cliff from the last time they were here, what they've learned over these last 4 years.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's experience, it's time away, and probably when the gaffer came in first hand, it was one of his first full experience as a manager, albeit his time at Peterborough, and I knew him very fondly as a player, as an ex-teammate, so it was more of trying to sort of get rid of that idea, and now it's firmly, he's a fantastic manager. He's come and done great things with Hull and Peterborough, and expectations will be higher. He's seen players do it at a higher level, so then it brings our standards up even more so, and I think, you know, as players were alluding to it towards the end of the season, it's kind of like we know where we have to go this season to get where we want to go. It's got to be better on every area, every department, so the fact that always comes with it, I think, you know, we're in a good place.
How have you found pre-season as a whole?
Tough, as always. You know, it's something to expect is to be, you know, at your lowest in terms of like your sort of day-to-day efforts, because it's so intense, and that's what the fitness side of it is. It's sort of trying to play through the moments when you're really fatigued and your body's under stress, because if you're not, then you're not preparing fully for the opening season. And as we get close to the start of the season, I'm sure the training load will go down, but we've still got some important games to come. We've still got a lot of work to get into the lads' legs, and it's been going so well because the buy-in from the players has been fantastic.
Your own fitness and how you're feeling at the minute? Really
good, really strong. Sort of worked on it in the off season. Something that I really wanted to focus on was staying fit. Staying fit, sort of general term really for what I wanted to do, but it just comes down to managing my body better and sort of being able to give my all when I am on the pitch. And certainly the way we're playing now, it's going to be easier once that sort of the relationships are built on the pitch, and starting to see it now in games. People understanding roles, but it's still more to come from us, and I think that's the exciting thing, because when the more the understanding comes, there'll be more goals scored and there'll be more chances created, and then that sort of feel-good factor will be well in high spirit, and we'll be ready for it.
9 new faces through the door so far. What have you made to the new additions?
Great lads, every single one. Something this club over the years historically have done really well at is transitioning through large scale numbers of players coming and going. I came here the first time and we did that, and we've done it a few times since, so I know we can adapt really well as a club to it. It's not just the players or the immediate coaching staff, it's the people around the club, the training ground, that make that difference. And that's one of the proudest parts of being a player at Doncaster, is that commitment from everyone at the club that brings everyone along. And they'll be the first people to tell you that they felt that love from everyone, and they'll need it. And now it's that understanding and that sort of cohesiveness will need to sort of gel a lot quicker over the next 7 to 10 days, because as the messages get clearer from the management and the coaches, our intensity will have to increase, and we'll have to start seeing it visibly. And that's the exciting things, because that's when we get to be in front of the fans and scoring goals and getting assists and things like that.
You're looking forward to being back out in front of the home support on Tuesday night?
Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a while, so it's always good to play in big games first and foremost, and home games are fantastic, aren't they? Because whether or not the pre-season or the cup games, it's always an opportunity to show the fans that we're here for a reason. We're here for Doncaster Rovers to give our all, and as we start every season, this club should be fighting for promotion. So it's an exciting time, and I'm glad to be fit and part of it.
An opportunity to test yourselves against a decent championship opposition as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think coming back from the games over the last week, we've done a lot of sort of video analysis, which is also great for the new lads to see how we work as a club. But for the teams that have been playing, we've got feedback straight into the lads, which have been valuable, because there have been areas where we needed to improve on, and they'll show up not in terms of running stats and things like that, in terms of like the press and when to press, and we're just trying to make them messages clearer. And when they are, we've got a real force with some of the players that we've signed and the players that have stepped up from last season, and the overall development of the squad. I think it's in a good place. Players have played a lot of games under duress last season, young players as well at that. So yeah, we're very keen to get going. We're very keen for these, particularly Tuesday to start, and sort of give the fans another sighting of what we can do, and hopefully we get a little bit closer to that understanding, that game understanding, and winning games of football.